So I just thought I would introduce today's video. It's done in 2 clips, so it's easier just to come on and tell you what I'm going to be talking about. I've done a top-up shop with some food items that can be used as the basis of meals, and I also did a yellow sticker shop on the same day, and that's all vegetables. So plenty of vegetables to go with the protein. I've got staples in the cupboards that I can add to these ingredients to make meals. So I hope you enjoy it. After each section, I will put in how much the items came to in total, and then at the end I will add up what the 2 lots of shopping came to altogether. So that's for the first week of, October. I think I've got some good things. I've got ideas of what meals I can make with them. There's not a lot of point buying things if you don't know what you're going to do with them afterwards. That's just a waste of money. Let me know what your shopping's like. Do you change a lot of what you eat as we head into autumn and it gets a bit cooler? I tend to do more crock pot recipes and soups and stews, casseroles, more sort of comforting, cosy food. But I still like to have the odd salad sometimes. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, literally. Today I thought I'd just show you a top-up shop that I did. I didn't need very much, but I wanted some basics that I could combine with other things that I've already got in the cupboards and the fridge and make meals from that. So the first thing I bought was Essentials wonky mixed peppers. It's a nice bag. How many are there? 5 in there, and they cost £1.60. Now if you bought 3 in a packet in the long packets that you get in supermarkets, they were £1.70 at Aldi. So I got 5 for £1.60, which I thought was great. And there's no green ones in there. I don't particularly like green peppers. I'll eat them if I have to, but I think they're quite bitter. So I was very pleased with that. The second thing I bought was a large tub of fat-free Greek-style yoghurt. I don't know how much is in that. 1 kilogram. And I have yogurt and fruit and seeds for breakfast every day, so I get through a lot of this sort of yogurt, so it pays me to buy the larger quantities so that I've got enough for the week and I don't have to go shopping anymore. And that tub of yogurt was £1.75, so that's a good buy. The next thing I bought was a packet of macaroni. Now I don't like macaroni cheese. It's not something I've ever liked, but this is very handy because the pieces are so small. It cooks very quickly, so you can just have it like you would normal pasta, but it cooks faster. But also I like adding it to soups and stews. So if you add it to a vegetable soup or a minestrone, something like that, then it makes it a more filling soup. So you either need less of it or you can have it as a main meal. 500 grams, so that's quite a good sized packet, and that costs 72p, so that's pretty good value, I think. The next thing I bought, but I fancied something sweet. I like a few sweeties in the evening sometimes. Buying them from a shop like Aldi or Lidl, they come in cheaper than if you buy the branded ones from Rowntree's or Mars or any of those companies that make sweets. 200 grams, there's quite a lot in there. So if I divvy them out over a few nights, then that will keep me going quite nicely. The boiled sweets were £1.05 for a bag. So not extravagant. I didn't need them, but it didn't break the bank at least. The next thing I bought was a tin of pink salmon. Normally I like fresh salmon, but it is handy to have tin salmon in, and it's much cheaper than fresh salmon. This tin costs £1.39, is that right? Yes, £1.39 for 213 grams. So you can have it just as it is on salad, mash it up and have it in a sandwich with some mayonnaise or tartar sauce. You could also put it into a pasta dish or however you want to use it. It's quite versatile and it's got a good expiry date. The expiry date is December 2028. The sweet gem lettuce, there's 2 of those in a pack and they were 69 pence at the moment. I'm not sure how much they cost normally. I normally buy romaine lettuce, but this seemed like better value today when I went shopping. Now the next thing I bought was some pre-cooked flame grilled chicken slices. Normally I don't buy pre-cooked chicken. I tend to cook it, from scratch. But this is handy to have. You can freeze it and throw it in salads or stir fries if you're in a hurry. It's helpful. And it was 50% off. So the original price was £2.80. Yes, £2.85, and 50% off was £1.43. So that was pretty good buy. I can put that in the freezer and get that out in a few days' time and use it in a couple of meals. And the last thing I bought, also reduced by 50%, was 10 slices of corned beef. Handy to have for sandwiches. I don't normally eat beef, but corned beef's all right. And I think it tastes nicer like this than it does in the tins. I'm not sure if that's just perception or what, but tins of corned beef now are very expensive. So I bought this. It's quite versatile. It says you can't freeze it, but I'm not sure whether that's true or not. Anybody who's ever frozen corned beef, let me know. Tell me if it turns out all right. So 10 slices will last me a long time. If I can put it in the freezer, then it will last me even longer. But for now, I'm just planning on using it up. It's dated the 8th of October, which is the day I bought it. So it will need using up in a few days. But I think that's quite a good buy. And that was the corned beef, originally £2.45, and with 50% off, £1.23 off the price. So 3 good sources of protein, carbohydrate, dairy, and some vegetables, and some goodies because, well, goodies. I've got plenty of fruit and veg at the moment, so I didn't need much more of that, just some fresh lettuce. The peppers, if I don't use them all up, I'll just slice them up and put them straight in the freezer. I don't blanch them, and they've always turned out fine to go in a casserole or a pasta dish or something. I've never had any problems with that. So they're not going to go to waste. So I mentioned earlier that I'd already got plenty of vegetables and fruit. I got quite lucky on Tesco's yellow stickers for vegetables. So I've got a wide selection here that I'm very happy with. And at the end of showing you how much each one cost, I'll put up a little screenshot of how much it cost in total. So the first thing I brought was a head of broccoli, calabrese, and this was reduced from 82 pence to 14. I bought a tub of mini cucumbers, baby cucumbers, and these were reduced from £1 to 20 pence. I bought some edamame beans, great source of protein. I like these in stews or just chucked on top of salad or stir fries, and they were £1.55 reduced to 56 pence. I bought some more lettuce. I know I've got lettuce already in my top-up shop, but I get through a lot of lettuce. I can eat one of these, heads on my own in one meal because I love lettuce. So they won't go to waste. They're going a bit funny, but just peel the outside leaves off and they'll be great inside. And they were reduced from £1 to 38 pence. Next thing I managed to pick up was tender stem broccoli. I really like this just as a side dish and a compliment, whereas the head of broccoli I'm more likely to chop up and put in something. This one I like it on its own. It's got a different flavour to the calabrese, and normally it's so expensive I don't buy it, but it was on offer on the yellow sticker and it was reduced from £1.60 to 74 pence. And finally I got a pointed cabbage, white pointed cabbage. I can use this just as, you know, chopped up as a vegetable, or I quite like using these white ones shredded with carrot and made into a coleslaw. So this one's actually an organic one, which is lovely. I don't normally come across organic stuff in the reduced section. And this was reduced from £1.30 to 55 pence. So there's, you know, a few good meals in that. And hopefully, if it's organic, it will taste really nice as well. So that's the yellow stickers. Edamame beans freeze. So if I'm not going to get round to eating them this week, then I can freeze those. I don't particularly like frozen broccoli because it tends to go mushy when you heat it up, when it's come out of the freezer. So I will think about meals I can make with these as the staple vegetable and go from there.